Alright, so hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and Baro has come once again, and on PCs on the La Runda Relay on Mercury. Now the new item this time around is the Mantis Cydonia skin, which I do believe is the second Cydonia landing craft skin, and it does look pretty nice. Then he brought a full set of the Prime Expel mods, which at maximum rank give you plus 55% damage to the respective faction for pistols, so we have one for the Corpus, as well as one for the Corrupted, one for the Grenier, and finally one for the Infested. And the final Prime mod that you can buy this time around is Prime Heavy Trauma, which at maximum rank gives plus 165% bonus impact damage on melee. This one is actually really good if you want to build a stat stick for Atlas's Landslide. Then we have a couple of weapons, starting off with the Quanta Vandal. This is still a really good primary weapon that has two fire modes. The primary mode has good crit and status, and it fires a beam that does pure electricity. The secondary fire though is a little bit more interesting because it fires explosive cubes that tether themselves to nearby terrain and explode either when they hit an enemy or when you shoot them with the primary fire. Also, if you don't like the default look of the Quanta Vandal, you can get the Quanta Ofe skin, which does look pretty nice, though it's almost unnoticeable when you're actually playing the game because the Quanta is pretty thin. Moving on from there, we have the Prisma version of the Obex. Now this is a sparring weapon, and I'm gonna be honest here, I have not played with a sparring weapon since the melee update, but the combos used to be pretty damn fun, so I don't think they got much worse, and the stats on this one are pretty good. You have fantastic crit and status chance with a standard combo multiplier and pretty decent amounts of damage, though the majority of it does come in the form of impact. However, there is a downside here, and it's the range, which is at 1.25 meters. And the final weapon on the menu today is the Machete Wraith, which used to be complete and utter garbage, but it's actually pretty good now. It's now mastery rank 11, it does a decent amount of damage, most of which comes in the form of slash. It has a respectable 19% crit chance with a slightly above average 2.1 times crit multiplier and a fantastic 33% status chance with 2.5 meters of range. So this actually might, my god, I never thought I would say this, be worth a buy. Following that, we have the Corrupted Bombard Specter blueprint. Now the most important thing about this, aside from it spawning a Bombard and a Corrupted drone to assist you in combat, is that this is consumable. So once you use these blueprints up, they are gone and you have to buy new ones. So you're essentially using decades for something you're just gonna use up and is not terribly useful. After that, we have three pretty cool glyphs. There is the Prisma Kavat one, the Prisma Kubra one, and finally the Prisma Lotus one. And these are just absolutely lovely. They look fantastic both when sprayed on a wall and as a profile icon. Then he once again brought the Zephyr Immortal skin, which works on both the standard Zephyr as well as Zephyr Prime. And man, this one just looks really weird with the default colors, but if you find the right combination of colors, it can actually look really nice on both the standard Zephyr as well as Zephyr Prime. It's also kind of expensive, it's 550 decades and 100,000 credits. Moving on, we have the Domus Cydonia, which is a little bit silly because at the end of the day it is a Lyset with a very long tail, but if you like the look of it, I'm not going to stop you from buying it. Then he once again brought the Pyras Gatra, which is just a small cosmetic accessory for your melee weapon that will sort of dangle off the handle or both handles if you're dual wielding, and it can be colored separately to the melee weapon. After that, we have a full set of the Couture Force armor, so the shoulder plates, the chest plate, as well as the leg plates, and this is, in my opinion, the better of the two Couture armor sets. And that's mainly because it's far more subtle than the original one, so it's much easier to fit it onto a frame. Though I will admit that the original Couture shoulder pads still look amazing on Vauban Prime. Then we have the Couture color palette, which is definitely not the most versatile color palette out there. It's basically just many different shades of 5 different colors, but hey, it doesn't cost platinum. And we are slowly nearing the end with the Inaros tomb scene, and now this is a Captura scene that has pretty much the entire tomb from the Sons of Inaros questline. So there's the outside bit, then the massive room in the middle, as well as all the different corridors that shoot off to the side. Then the second to last item is a 3-day Affinity Booster, and these are not necessarily worth buying from Baro. It's far better if you just sell your Prime junk for platinum and you buy them from the market. And the final item is, as always, the Sons of Inaros questline blueprint, which is the item you need if you want to get the Inaros Warframe. Now, my recommendation this time around is pretty much just buy whatever you want, because none of the items are too terribly important. Primed Expel mods are a massive investment that leads to a lot of faffing around with your builds as you fight different factions that the vast majority of people will never benefit from. And Primed Heavy Trauma, while somewhat useful on some melee weapons, is mostly only used to build the stat stick for Atlas's Landslide, as I've mentioned already. So if I were to buy something from Baro this time around, it would probably be the weapons. But then again, this is just my personal recommendations. If you want to go for the swag and cosmetics, go right ahead. And that's pretty much it for Baro, so I thank you very much for watching. As always guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video and it was helpful, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.